Good evening. News regarding the Trump administration can be overwhelming, and with all the noise, it's sometimes difficult to know what is what. When we consider the speed with which the news about Trump has been coming at us recently, it can also be difficult to remember what happened yesterday, let alone 3 months ago. So for this, the inaugural edition of What Do You Know? The President is About to Be Impeached, I'll attempt to review how we got here. It may seem like light years ago to some, but the journey to impeachment began in January of 2017 with an announcement from the intelligence community of their investigation into Russia's interference of the 2016 presidential election. In May of 2017, Robert Mueller was appointed special counsel and his stewardship of the ongoing investigation began. Fast forward to February of 2019, and Bill Barr was sworn in as Attorney General. 1 month later, on March 22nd, Mueller submits his final report to Bill Barr, and 2 days after that, Bill Barr submits a 4-page summary of the 448-page report to Congress. For the intrepid viewer, the timeline I just laid out should raise several questions. Like, how was Bill Barr able to get through 448 pages in 2 days? And how are 4 pages able to adequately summarize a 2-year, 448-page report? Okay, so that's just 2 questions, but still very important questions. She who controls the narrative controls public opinion.
I'm having a good day too. It was called No Collusion, No Obstruction.
But controlling the narrative is not the same thing as telling the truth. And that's why the claim by the president of no obstruction earns a spectacular 5 out of 5 on What Do You Know's Bullshit-O-Meter. Let's listen in to what Robert Mueller had to say about the conclusions his report actually reached.
The order appointing me special counsel authorized us to investigate actions that could obstruct the investigation. We conducted that investigation, and we kept the office of the acting attorney general apprised of the progress of our work. And as set forth in the report, after that investigation, if we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so.
The president lied? Well, that just undermines my belief about right and wrong, justice, gravity, the Monongahela incline, everything. And while the president, Bill Barr, and others can lie all they want in front of a camera, there's one place they cannot lie. For risk of perjury. And that is in front of Congress under oath. I wonder what we'll learn when we listen to Bill Barr while he testifies under oath.
Notes and emails, witnesses' congressional testimony, witnesses' interviews, which were summarized in the FBI 302 forms, former FBI Director Comey's memos, and the president's public statements. My question is, in reaching your conclusion, did you personally review all of the underlying evidence?
No, we
Did
accepted
Mr. Rosenstein?
No, we made our...
The daunting task of writing a 4-page summary of a 2-year, 448-page document in 2 days becomes much easier when you haven't actually read said document. And, since you won't get it from Bill Barr, allow me a few moments to call out some of the document's highlights. Unfortunately, because there was so much criming to review, that is all the criming we will have time for today. But stay tuned for part 2 of What Do You Know? The President's Going to Be Impeached, where we will tie in all the criming we covered here into the larger impeachment picture. Here's a sneak peek.
The demand for an investigation into the Democrats was part of the reason that he ordered to withhold funding to Ukraine.
The look back to what happened in 2016 certainly was part of the thing that he was worried about in corruption with that nation. And that is absolutely appropriate.
Withholding the funding.
Yeah, which ultimately then flowed.
To be clear, what you just described is a quid pro quo. It is funding will not flow unless the investigation into the Democratic server happened as well.
We do that all the time.
Thanks for spending time with us. I'm Jack Newsmith, reminding you to stay vigilant.